What's up, YouTube? Five90 Productions coming to you today. As I said in the earlier video, we're going to take and go over all of Ableton Live 10's new audio and MIDI effects. The one we're going to go through today is going to be the drum bus. So let's get right into it. I have a generic 64 pad dub pulled up, and I just made some generic notes. I'll let you hear them here in just a little bit. The reason I made the particular beat that I made is so we have low, mid, as well as high frequencies. That way we can really see what you can do with the drum bus. So let's go ahead and start here. Alright, so you guys get the idea. Nothing spectacular. Now we're going to go ahead and load up the drum bus. We're just going to drag it in place. And the first thing I want you to look at and notice is that you have these lines here separating the different parts, as well as this part over here, which is a totally different color. And if you mess with Ableton a lot, this right here should look very familiar, especially when you're compressing. You know, you can kind of push down the output, but we'll get into that later. We're going to go through this side by side, and this is actually, this drum bus is an analog style drum processor, and it's really designed to work with all drums, not just one particular part of your drums, but the whole entire drum. So if you have a group that you have of all drums, you can actually put this on top of the entire group and edit the entire group through this one bus, which really saves a lot of time in your mixing and mastering part. So first off, you see the drive right here, and just to let you know, this whole first section is pre any processing. So this is all before it does any processing right here. So if you need to turn it down, your trim button here is going to turn it down. If you need to drive it up, you can drive it up right here. They have a few little presets. The soft is for distorting your wave shapes. The medium is for limiting that distortion, and the hard is for actually giving you more bass boost. And down here at the bottom, you actually have a compressor on this end, so you can compress it before it even starts the process. Next up here on this second row, I'm not going to call it the middle row because we have really 4 different things here, but we'll go to the second row. You start off with this thing called crunch, and that actually adjusts the amount of the sine wave or sine shape distortions that you have in your mid to high frequencies. And then if you come down here to the damp button, and you can notice here on this damp button, look at this, it says kilohertz. So that right off the bat should tell you that you're going to be dealing with high frequencies here. And this right here is a control, almost like a low pass filter, which removes the unwanted high frequencies when you per se add distortion. You have the transient button down here, which actually allows you to play with your frequencies above 100 hertz. And you can either add attack, increase the sustain, or you can add attack but decrease sustain. So it's really like a fine tune right there. And you get that on the very first bus coming in. Now your third row here, the one thing that everybody, I shouldn't say everybody because, you know, you have different producers out here, but the boom button, for me, I gotta have that knock. So the boom button is definitely going to be my favorite. You turn this baby up right here, and I mean, your speaker's going to be knocking. So when you put them drums in there, you got them kicks in there, you turn that boom up, you're going to get the boom. Don't worry, you're going to get it. And then if you notice right below it, what is that right there? It says frequency. And if you can notice the hertz, right there, we're kind of in the middle almost, and it says 50 hertz. So automatically off the bat, you can tell that this is a low end EQ right here, because we're going from 50 to we're below 100 hertz. This whole EQ right here, equalizer. So definitely this bus is really generated toward your low end on your drums. And then we come down here to this decay, and it allows you to control not only your incoming audio, but also the signal that you're processing going out. And it's default at 100%. You can turn it down to kind of help you there. And then the next thing you want to notice down here is these earphones. When you hit these earphones down here, you turn all of the mid to high end off. So you hear no mid to high end frequencies on your drums. And all you're getting now is your low end. And you can just sit there and sample and play with the low end and get it as knocking, as hitting, as booming as you want. And then get back to work on everything else. And then last but not least, we come over here to the output bus. And like I said, this right here should be pretty familiar. The one thing, you know, down here to dry and wet, this is actually going to adjust the balance between all the signals that you've processed prior to this, from 1, 2 to 3, your dry signals that are just coming in from everywhere else. And right here you have your output gain slider, which you can actually turn at. If you've got your drums hitting to the point that your master over here is turning red, one last time you can edit it. After you've got all this over here perfect, you can come over here and turn this down so that your drums are now perfectly in sync with the master. And we're just going to go through here and kind of preview each one really quickly on the drums that we have here. And I just want you guys to listen very closely to the differences in what each one is doing. All right, guys. Again, this is Five90 Productions. Thank you for watching. This is the Ableton Live 10 drum bus, a new audio effect. Don't forget to like, subscribe. We're going to try and get more videos out to help teach you guys about all the new features of Ableton 10, as well as just producing, mixing, mastering music, period. Don't forget to leave a comment below. Hit that notifications button. We'll see you next time.